Hello again. This is World of Warships Legends, and I am Xarkun. Welcome back. Today, I've got a video for you in the Tier 6 Premium Japanese Destroyer, the Asashio. This destroyer is, of course, available in the Admiralty section of the store for 3,000 Sakura coins. You get Sakura coins by doing the missions found in the Missions tab, the main menu. Most of them have to be done at Tier 7 or with the Yamato. And I don't believe you can actually grind out 3,000 Sakura coins using all the by doing all the missions in the allotted time, which the time to complete the missions I think the deadline is February 3rd with the next major update, so not a lot of time left. You do, I believe, have to buy a few secret Santa containers from the store worth 1,000 doubloons each. I don't know how many you have to buy, but I believe you do have to buy a few in order to get the 3,000 Sakura coins necessary for the Asashio. So you are going to have to spend a little bit of money if you want this ship. I just happened to buy a lot of Secret Santa crates over the Christmas holiday, so I did get a lot of Sakura coins, was able to grind out the rest and get the ship, and I know a lot of people are interested in the ship, so my thoughts on it. Well, it is definitely a stealthy Japanese torpedo boat. And, at Tier 6, I guess the logical comparison would be to the other Tier 6 Japanese torpedo boat, the Akatsuki. I think if you really, really love the Akatsuki, this ship is going to be a little bit of a disappointment to you. It has fewer torpedoes. It's got 2 torpedo launchers with 4 tubes on each launchers, giving it a total of 8 torpedoes. The Akatsuki has 9. The reload speed on my build here, I've got a level 7 Tanaka with a level 11 Bay as an inspiration right now. So the torpedo reload speed on this build is 90 seconds, minute 30 seconds. On the Akatsuki, it is considerably shorter. And the detectability on my build here for the Asashio is 5.2 kilometers, which I think is pretty much the same as the detectability I have on the Akatsuki with the same build. It might be a couple tenths of a kilometer difference, I don't know. But I will also say that the thing that really separates this ship from the Akatsuki is the torpedo reload booster consumable. You pop that thing and your torpedoes are reloaded within 10-ish seconds. So send out a salvo of torpedoes, pop the reload booster, 10 seconds later send out another salvo. What do you know? You got 16 torpedoes in the water. So that can be rather scary. Can be used in a number of situations. First, if you're getting in close with some enemies, you launch a salvo of torpedoes at them. You don't know whether it's going to hit. You get spotted. You might pop smoke. You pop that reload booster, and you get another go with your torpedoes. Also good for area denial. You got a gap in between 2 islands, and you got several enemy ships sailing that way. Well, you launch a spread of torpedoes, 1 salvo, pop the reload booster, launch another salvo. There you go, 16 torpedoes for area denial. Can be quite effective for that too. And occasionally, it can be deployed in a way where you can send 1 salvo at 1 target, 1 salvo at another target, and achieve spectacular results. And in the next sequence here, that is what I am going to do. I do get another torpedo hit there on another enemy Colorado. That's 2 torpedo hits against 2 enemy Colorados this game. 57,000 damage. Did use the main guns a little bit to shoot at the Colorado over a mountain. And I did light fire too, so some of that damage is fire damage along with the flooding damage, because the first Colorado was, for whatever reason, very content to let his ship flood for a while. I don't know why, but maybe he had popped his damage control for a reason unknown to me. I didn't really see him getting shot by any HE spam, but that doesn't mean he wasn't. Anyway, here is the beginning of this next sequence, which is a rather interesting use of the torpedo reload booster. You see, we've got an enemy Arizona out there. These torpedoes do have a range of 10 kilometers, so this Arizona is well within range here. Once the indicator clears the island, we're going to send some torps his way and just launch them right down the path of the indicator. This Arizona doesn't appear to know that I exist, and neither does this Queen Elizabeth over here. That, I think, is because that enemy Moss that was sailing over there a few minutes ago did not choose to push into the cap and spot me. If he had, I don't know if this move would have been possible, but we do have the torps lined up on the Queen Elizabeth, who also appears to be willing to sail right in a straight line, so the torps are off after the reload booster has been popped. Those ones heading toward the Arizona do look pretty good. Queen Elizabeth does spot us between the gap and the island, but it's okay. We put the island between us and the Queen Elizabeth, and we drop spot. Oh, there's an angry smokescreen over there. Some torpedoes are coming out of it. But my torpedoes there hit the Arizona, take him out, then hit the Queen Elizabeth, take him out, and 2 devastating strikes on a battleship, and a double strike medal to go with them. So, there you go. The torpedo reload booster can also be used offensively, and it can make the Asashio quite the silent little assassin. But that's going to be the exception to the rule there. Not really going to be, not going to happen every game. Alright, so don't count on that. The reload boost is an interesting consumable, but very limited uses, so it's not quite as potent as the Jean Bart. Although, if you wanted to, you could use Togo as a commander and use his legendary skill to get an extra consumable. I've tried that. If you do that, you'll get 2 torpedo reload boosts, but the cooldown on the consumable is a colossal, huge 5 minutes. So that's like a third of the entire length of a 15-minute game. So if you do go with that build, I recommend trying to get yourself into a position where you can deploy it within the first 5 minutes of the match, and then use the other one, before the match ends. Although, bit of a high-risk play, because the reload boost can come in handy if you get into close-range fights with enemy destroyers and you are outgunned, or if you get into close-range fights with battleships or cruisers or anything. You don't really want to do that on purpose, but you might make a mistake, come around an island, not know the ship was there, I don't know. I will say one last thing about the Asashio's characteristics here, and that's with the guns. Don't discount the guns on these Japanese destroyers. They can hit quite hard. They just don't really have a quick reload. I suppose you could try to get the reload quicker if you wanted to use Kurita on these battleships, or not these battleships, what am I saying, these destroyers. If you wanted to use him, get the reload time on the guns down. I honestly don't know how effective that would be, and that does take away from the primary offensive armament of these stealthy little boats, which are the torpedoes. So, yeah, I don't know. Now, do you want to get the Asashio? That is the question. I mean, if you are a fan of these stealthy Japanese torpedo boats, I say yes. You probably do want to get this ship. Torpedo reload time isn't as fast as the Akatsuki, but these torpedoes do hit hard, and that reload boost consumable at least makes the ship pretty interesting, quite unique. It might be a little bit of a gimmick. You only get 1 chance, maybe 2 chances if you want to use Togo as your commander. Get a very limited number of chances to deploy that thing, so A lot of the time, it's not going to be super effective for you. But in the cases when it is, these torpedoes do about 17,000 max damage. So you get 2 torpedo spreads against 2 different battleships. Sometimes you can get a double strike. And that is how we're about to end the game, with 138,000 damage. Double strike on 2 battleships, 2 devastating strikes. So there's a look at the Asashio for you. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, feel free to give it a thumbs down. But, maybe consider leaving comments either way. I don't know. And, consider subscribing to my channel. Got a lot of World of Warships Legends content coming all the time. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.